Hello and welcome to this tutorial to show you how to interface the 7 segment display to the Raspberry Pi Pico. Let's get started. So this is how the 7 segment look like. In the market we used to have two kinds of 7 segment displays. One is common cathode and the other one is common anode. So here I am using common cathode display. So it will have 7 segments, namely A, B, C, D, E, F and G, and it also has a decimal point. Apart from this, we have two more pins here, that is common pins. And these common pins, if it is a common cathode display, you need to connect to ground, and if it is a common anode display, you need to connect to VCC, that is 3.3 volts. Now here I am having a common cathode display, so I have connected the one end of the common point to the ground. Now other segment pins like A, B, C, D, E and F, G are connected to Raspberry Pi Pico starting from GPIO 0 to GPIO 6. So you need to connect the GPIO 0 to A and GPIO 1 to the B and respectively, and finally GPIO 6 to the G segment. Now I have also connected the button to the GPIO 22 as we did in the previous tutorials. If it is a common cathode display, if you write a logic 1 to the GPIO ports, then segment will turn on. If it is a common anode display, you need to write the logic 0 to the GPIO ports. Now based on that, we need to prepare a truth table. I considered it as A as a LSB and G as a MSB. So I am not taking into consideration of this decimal point. Suppose if you want to display a 0, so we need to make all segments on except G. So making G as a 0 and all other segments as a 1. Now if you do numbers, okay, and the truth table will look like this, and we need to take these hexadecimal values, 8-bit hexadecimal values, and make it as an array in our code. So we will going to code this 7 segment display in two parts. In the first part, I am going to increment the numbers from 0 to 9, and in the second part we will also add the button functionality. Let's get started with the code. Open the VS Code and close the previous project. Then navigate to the workspace, create a folder here. I'll call it as a 7 segment, 7_segment display. So go to previous project and copy these 3 files and paste it onto our new project and rename this one to 7 segment display. Now go to VS Code, open the folder, navigate to the workspace and click on the 7 segment display and select folder. Once it is open, if it is prompt for a grid selection, click on GCC for ARM. Then it will configure the project based on the CMake list. Now we need to modify the CMake list based on our project. So we have given the project name as 7_segment display. Copy this name, paste it here, 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 and finally here. That's all. Save the code. Now based on changes, configuration is done successfully without any errors. So go to 7 segment display.c file. We don't need any LED pin here. We need a button. So remove all these things. This one also. Of course we need to enable the pull up. Remove this. And we don't need this code also. First we will not interface the button and we will not write any code with respect to the button. Once we are able to see the numbers on the 7 segment display without button, then after that we will add a button functionality. Now we need to define the GPIO pins for the 7 segments. To do that, hash define segment underscore a. So we have given to GPIO 0. So like that we need to create 7 declarations here. So instead of doing that, what I'm going to do is I will declare the first pin because all these are connected in a sequence manner. So we'll write in a for loop. Okay. So how we do that? Here initialize the all segment GPIOs. So to do that, create a for loop. Okay, instead of size t, you can give it as a unsigned integer. So I is equals to 0. Instead of 0, you can give the segment underscore a. And if this segment underscore a plus 7, so we need to iterate to the 7, starting from GPIO 0 to GPIO 6. Then I am incrementing. Then here you need to call this GPIO init function and then pass the variable I here. And also we need to set the pins as a output. So copy this function GPIO underscore set dir and this one as I, and instead of in we need to provide it as a GPIO out. Now what this for loop will do is it will take the first pin, that is a GPIO 0, and then it will iterate to this up to GPIO 6, and then it initialize all the GPIOs. So instead of writing 14 lines of code, we can write a for loop and then you can reduce the number of lines of code here. Now we have configured all the GPIOs. So we need to declare an array here. So that I have already created here. Copy it here. So paste it here. So this array has 10 elements starting from 0 to 9. Now let's declare a variable value or maybe a number is equals to 0. We'll start from number 0. Now inside the while loop, what we are going to do is if number is equals to 9, we'll make the segment number to 0, else we'll increment the number. Now we will output this value or this number to the 7 segment. We will define another variable here. Let's take it as a output. Now we will call the array 7 segment number and pass the index as a number. And we need to output all the GPIO pins at a time. So to do that, there is a function in the Raspberry Pi Pico SDK. So that is GPIO underscore put all. So it will put all the GPIO pins, and then we need to pass this as an argument. To see the output onto the 7 segment display properly, call the delay for about 1 second using sleep underscore ms API call and pass the 1000. Now save the code and compile the code. Now once the compilation is successfully completed, navigate to the workspace, go to build, connect the Raspberry Pi Pico to your computer. Once it is detected as a mass storage device, drag and drop the .eft file onto the Raspberry Pi Pico. Once it is copied, you will be able to see the numbers that are displaying onto the 7 segment display. They will start from 0 and increment for every 1 second. Once the 7 segment has a display value of 9, it will again come back to 0. So now we are going to add a button functionality here. So we have already defined the button here. Now what we are going to do is check for the button state GPIO underscore get to check the state of the button. So we are checking the GPIO button, and if this is false because we have enabled the pull up, and we'll do the same. We will increment the number, else if number equals to 0, we will make the number as 9. Else we will decrement the number. This is a false. Whenever the button is pressed and if the button number is 9, we will make it to 0, otherwise we will increment the number. If the number is equals to 0, we will make it the number as a 9, otherwise we will decrement the number. And here we are outputting the number same as the previous. Okay, now save the code, compile the code. Once it is compiled, connect the Raspberry Pi Pico to your computer. Now go to build folder and drag and drop the .ef2 file onto the Raspberry Pi Pico. Once the code is copied onto the board, now we'll able to see that maximum number of 9, and it will decrement the number. And if you press the button, it will start incrementing. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel.